Goddesses, this is Goddess Leonie from goddessguidebook.com, and I thought I'd make a video today to talk to you about dream boarding. And I know it's something that's been talked about quite a lot in the last few years, but I wanted to share my experiences of it with you, and also just give you a really quick 2-second introduction to how to create a dream board. So if you haven't heard of a dream board, what is it? Well, it's like creating a collaged map of your dreams and all of the beautiful things that you'd like to call into your life. So what you need to start to create a dream board is a pile of magazines. They can be any kind of magazines that you like, scissors and glue and cardboard or paper for you to glue it all onto. You can even use canvas. And then you go through those magazines and you pull out pictures of things that you'd like to invite into your life, or the energy or the feeling of what you'd like in your life. And it can be big and it can be small and it can be specific things, or it can just be a general feeling. But it's all about making physical and making visual all those beautiful things that are singing to your spirit. So I wanted to share with you two of my dream boards that I've created over the years, and how they've influenced me in many ways. This is one of the first ones that I did, and it is huge because I had lots and lots of things that I wanted fulfilling. It is massive. And the way that dream boards work best is if you put them in a place where you're always looking at them. So you can put them next to your bed at night time. So when you're falling asleep at night, it's the last thing that you look at. And when you're waking up in the morning, it's the first thing that you look at. Otherwise, I also put mine on the back of my toilet door because I figured I'm going to be looking at that a few times a day. So why not make it into really gorgeous visioning time. So I've done that as well. And they all of the images on here represent so many different things to me. And what I find amazing is how things emerged from this dream board. And even now I look back on it and see new things on it, and see how they've emerged into my life and come into my life. So the first big miracle that I had with this one was, at the time I was feeling like I really wanted more woman time, like more time just with sisters and retreating and just hanging out with women folk in that beautiful kind of circle. And so I cut out this image of three women walking along. Sure you can see that. Yeah, 3 women walking along together, laughing in the sunset. And I remember the ad that I had cut it from was for a state in Australia called Victoria, and it was for the Mornington Peninsula, and it's kind of like a wine region, and it's this beautiful, beautiful spot on earth. And it was, all about visiting Victoria and having a gorgeous time there. And a couple of months later, I found myself at a women's retreat for the first time. And it was only when I got back that I looked at the dream board and went, oh, I see. Because that women's retreat was held in the state of Victoria, on the Mornington Peninsula, this very, very small area that this ad was advertising. So maybe that ad worked really, really well, or maybe it was just that gorgeous. It just brought that whole dream together in fullness. So I got the woman time, but I also got it in the Mornington Peninsula. So that was gorgeous. And another one that's really interesting looking back is I cut out this picture, and for me it was just about spirituality at the time. But then looking back on it a year later, I realised it had a white buffalo on it. And the white buffalo for me became my spirit totem and my guiding force in my spirit world was a white buffalo calf woman. So looking back on it, I thought, oh, the buffalo was already there, and it was just waiting for me to see it, and it was just waiting for the right time to come out. So those are the two gorgeous little miracles off that dream board that came true. And this is another one I made a couple of years later, and it was kind of much smaller and simpler, just of the main essences of what I wanted to bring into my life. And the first one was just this feeling of coming back into myself and coming back to nature. And I feel like this one is kind of like this one's still coming true, and it's kind of like we're creating Crystal Brook Retreat at the moment, which is my parents' farm is being split up into acreages so people can buy land in the gorgeous place that I grew up in, and they can create their own sanctuaries there, and we're hoping to create a beautiful community there and eventually a retreat centre. And my love and I are hoping to move back up there to raise our children and live in the country again, on the land, surrounded by all the trees and animals again. So I think that one's still being born, but I definitely feel like my life is drawing closer to that. And the other three things that came up was India, and I ended up going to India and traveling around it for a month. So that dream came big true. And I also put a horse in there because it had been a couple of years since I'd been horse riding. And funnily enough, a couple of months later, I went back home, and the opportunity came up, and I got to go riding again, and it was just so perfect and beautiful. And the last one was a big dream, and it was about having a daughter. And as I'm making this video in advance, and I'm nearly 8.5 months pregnant with a little girl. So that dream is well on its way to coming true. So it's amazing how these things bubble up, especially when you visualize them and put them out into the world and see what happens from there. So Dreamboarding for me has been such a gorgeous experience of dreams awakening and dreams coming true. And I so encourage and invite you to allow yourself to dream and cut out these pictures of things that are calling your spirit and all the things that you'd love to create in your life, and see what miracles happen. Lots and lots of love to you. May you always know just what a gorgeous goddess that you are, and just what bliss, beauty and love surround you right now, inside you and outside you.